going on, everyone? Welcome to the first ever episode of the Jungle Hockey Talk podcast at Jungle Hockey Pod on all socials. I'm here with my co-host Owen Elson.
What's up, everyone? Here on this podcast, we'll be bringing to you as much coverage of the Jungle, Junior B / Junior A, Tier 2 hockey. All things junior hockey. We'll be covering the NHL, the WIHL, at all levels from the top all the way down to the bottom, as well as plenty of coverage of every hockey league we possibly can, plenty of other sports and other things going on in the world. So without further ado, let's get right into our first episode. Anyone wondering, obviously, who are we? What is this podcast going to be about, more importantly? If you want to talk about the objectives of the podcast, for me personally, hockey has just been everything for me my entire life. Pretty much all my best memories, all my best friends, everything has come from hockey.
Us?
Especially.
That's how we met, bro.
Dude, yeah, like Joe and I here, we've known each other since we were 4 years old. We haven't played hockey together in a while, but we did back in the day. Obviously, we are just doing this because we love hockey and we want to give as much coverage and promotion to a lot of the leagues, players, teams, people, even countries that don't get the coverage that they probably deserve and don't get enough coverage for them to grow the game in the way that they want to. So we're going to be having on tons of guests, anyone from Junior B hockey players. Hopefully, eventually, we'll work our way up. We got a couple guys, that we're thinking about that are a little higher prestige that we might be able to get on.
We got to work our way
but
up.
But we'll work our way up. But
even if 100 followers on Instagram, there we go. Then
yeah, exactly.
We'll hit that milestone first.
Yeah, even if we do, work our way up and are able to get some bigger guests, obviously mostly in the sports world. One thing we want to do is we want to always keep that junior hockey coverage and junior hockey aspect as a part of it. We'll have Junior B guys on this thing forever if we can.
I'd honestly be down to even do other sports as well. Like
100%.
If there's news and big news in other sports.
Absolutely. We'll 100% be covering other sports. It's just going to be, the main focus is the hockey.
Yeah, definitely hockey.
But there will be lots of other sports coverage.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, we're really looking forward to it. But so anyone from junior hockey players to guys who play for world championship teams in lower levels, maybe they got some guys from
Great Britain guys.
Yeah, some great. They were in the top division this year, the Worlds, but that might be a little tough for us to get them. I think we gotta start. Yeah, we gotta start in some of the lower levels. But even if we are able to somehow get some bigger guests on here, I think we're always gonna. We always want to keep the junior hockey and the lower international coverage, exposure, and promotion a part of it. We both think hockey is probably the best thing in the world, and we want to do everything we can to just grow the game, and we're just doing this for fun, doing it because we love hockey
just
and
mess around with it, right?
Exactly,
we're just
we get to have fun. Hopefully, meet some cool people, talk about some cool things, and our co-host here, Mr. Joe Kuchaslo. Two-time KIJHL champion, two-time KIJHL goaltender of the year.
Yeah.
And then what's that? One-time Cyclone Taylor Cup champion. One-time Moet Cup champion.
One-time bronze medalist as well.
One-time bronze medalist as well. 3 Cyclone Cup Taylor appearances. Oh, I guess they changed it to Moet Cup, but in 3 years, 2 goalie of the years. My goodness.
Probably all-time leader in games played in the freaking Cyclone here. So
yeah, that's actually insane for a goalie. 3 appearances is pretty crazy for the Cyclone.
You think a goalie's played 8 games in the Cyclone? There has to be
probably
someone else.
Yeah.
Probably
maybe there's probly someone.
Oh wait, 9 technically, because I got a first one. My first year.
Right, yeah, you did. You played the one when you're 18. Yeah, true.
It's like a 12-round shootout or something.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, I've been playing goalie since Adam basically. What's that? U11 now?
Oh man, I think so. Yeah, I think PB's U13.
Because they switched.
Yeah, Adam's U11. Yeah, Adam's U11.
Yeah, I've been playing for that long and decently high level. Me and Owen obviously both played major midget and both obviously made our way to junior and had a little bit different paths obviously, but I think hockey's been major part of my life for a majority of my life, so it's just great to talk about it and it's gonna be awesome to get into it.
Absolutely, buddy. So I think a good way to start this off, just for the first few minutes here. So if anyone listening wants to get to know a little bit more about us, why are we talking about this? Who are we to be covering this content?
Yeah, I guess.
We're, I mean,
Junior B bums. Basically.
Yeah, basically we both. I played
Junior A now actually.
Yeah, that's Junior A tier 2 Junior A now. Joe, for you, I mean, you played a year of minor midget with the Fraser Valley Thunderbirds, 2 years of major midget, or BCHL now, U18.
Everything's
Fraser
changed.
Valley Thunderbirds. I know it's, and we're not even we just played our last year in junior.
Dude, honestly, I feel so out of the loop when it comes to like
right?
even guys like signing and like
dude,
news
I'm
like
seeing
that
guys on my old team signing, and I'm like, who are these guys?
I've
so
never heard of them before.
It's so weird. They're like they're born in 2007 and 8. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I gotta tap in like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, after that, obviously, you had a great KIJHL career. Those of you who don't know, the KIJHL, the Kootenay
International, baby.
Oh, yeah, the Kootenay International Junior Hockey League. Very, very high level of Junior B compared to the rest of Canada. When it comes to Junior B, it's probably as good as it gets.
Probably the best.
In my opinion, it is.
Yeah.
And obviously, the KIJHL, we were talking about earlier with the Cyclone Taylor Cup and the Moet Cup. The KIJHL champion at the end of the year plays against the PJHL champion, which is the Pacific Junior Hockey League, and the VIJHL champion, as well as a host team. So Joe made it there 3 times in 3 years as a junior hockey player, which is not easy to do.
Common.
I played junior for 5 years, and I made it out of the first round once, and I was 16 years old, and I played 4 games in the playoffs. So
bro, no,
I didn't really get a full playoff experience in my career, unfortunately.
I feel like the pitch is so lopsided when it comes to that. Like, you'll either get if your team makes a run, you're amazing, and then you just suck for the rest of the time.
Exactly, right? And I mean, we geared up for that 17-year-old season when we had Pletter and Stoltz, and we picked up all the old T-Birds players, and then the season got shut down for COVID, and then we're rebuilding the next year, right? Yeah. So it's tough when it comes to that, but we're looking forward now. We're both born in 2003. We just played our final years of junior hockey. Joe finished up a few months ago. I was done in March. I played for 5 years in the PJHL, Pacific Junior Hockey League, for the Mission City Outlaws. And Joe, now that we're done with our junior careers, I wanted to ask you if you wanted to tell everybody what's next for you.
Oh yeah,
moving forward.
I'm moving into the ACH, the American Collegiate Hockey Association.
ACHA, baby.
ACHA Division 1 at Drury, but it's I'm going to basically there's 3 levels of college hockey, and I'm at I'd say probably the third highest level.
Yeah, I mean,
there's
ACHA and D3 are pretty comparable, especially when it gets to the top ACHA teams.
I'd say the top ACHA teams could beat a lot of the lower end.
Yeah, exactly. But I think there's a lot more depth in
for sure.
D3 obviously,
it's
but
a step up.
It's So do you want to talk a little bit more about Drury, where you're going? I mean, it's a first year program, right?
Yeah,
so it's in Springfield, right?
Yeah, Springfield, Missouri, new program. I had a couple looks from other schools that were more established, but this place just offered me so much playing time. It was like I wanted to go down and play, obviously, so I went down as a freshman, which would be interesting. Like, I got all my freaking visa stuff and everything. Like, it was a total nightmare, but yeah,
a lot to get sorted out.
Yeah, a lot to get sorted out, but it's gonna be sick, man. I'm really looking. I feel weird talking about it.
It is weird. It is weird
talking about it,
and it's like just so everyone knows listening. We know we were junior B players. Like we know we were junior B players. We're just we just want to give more coverage to those leagues and help promote them and hopefully grow the leagues over time as well.
Of course, right? But I think that for those leagues, like, I know ACHA isn't the best, but I think in the future we're going to be seeing more guys go the NCAA route out of the PJ and the KI.
Well, obviously with the BCHL, right?
Yeah, with the BCHL leaving and the VI also leaving.
Yeah, now the VI.
Now it's going to be, as long as the PJ and the KI stay under the umbrella Hockey Canada, right? It's like they're going to
get into the CJHL. It'll probably grow the league a lot.
Get more money,
Absolutely.
Get more people in and get higher end players as well.
Absolutely.
Because not everyone's going to be able to make the B show.
No, of course. The thing about the BCHL, that I don't exactly. It's not like I've looked at every roster. I don't know all the details, but it seems like it's getting a lot harder for kids that are actually from BC to play there.
I'll tell you, when I was 19, I went to Nanaimo, and I played.
Of course, yeah.
I played the entire preseason there.
Yeah, with the Clippers, right?
Yeah, with the Clippers. I was there for the whole preseason, and obviously, being a local kid, it was weird seeing all these guys coming in from all over the map, and like going into those final cuts, like being up there with guys from New York and Texas and California, guys that come from the Null and everything, and they've flown in and tried to make this team. And obviously, when you get called into the room at the end of camp, it's not you're the only goalie going up there. You know what's going to happen, right?
Right. Yeah.
But I think it more so was like interesting to see that there wasn't as many guys from British Columbia. There wasn't as many
absolutely.
Canadians.
It's really cool that they're able to get such a diverse league. I mean, I know, was it Chilliwack had a goalie from Kazakhstan this year?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
He was drafted
NHL draft
before
pick,
he came to the BCHL, right?
Yeah, so the BCHL gets some cool imports, man.
That's nothing against the league. Like, obviously the league wants to be as good as possible.
Of course,
right?
Exactly. We are not shitting on the BCHL here.
It does make it harder for the local kids.
Yeah, but at the same time, the guys who do manage to get in and get the opportunity, they still get to go the college route. And obviously, I mean, it's a more competitive league. So if you're a really good player in the BCHL, I don't know, like think about 5 years ago, if you were considering the BCHL or the Dub, the level of play compared to now is the BCHL is a lot closer. I mean, with the Dub there's still a reasonable gap. Like the top BCHL players could make the Dub, but
because the Dub is so young.
Yeah, absolutely.
Compared to the BCHL, BCHL relies on a lot of the 18, 19-year-olds, and the Dub is like 17.
You're relying on your NHL draft picks. They're guys who are going to be 2 years and done, right?
But that's completely different, right? So it's
sure.
But yeah, it's definitely been interesting to see from our perspective how it's going to grow our leagues as well.
Absolutely.
And I'm honestly super excited to see how it goes with actually becomes a tiering system like tier 1, tier 2.
Yeah, no, I mean the junior hockey landscape in BC everywhere, but in BC especially is completely changed over the past 3 years. I mean, we had two KI teams relocate. You had a BCHL team drop down to the KI and Merritt.
Merritt I thought never.
They've been there for years.
And that's like the oldest.
I believe
the oldest junior team.
I don't know that for a fact, but I thought
it's on like the sign when you drive in, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I mean, there's still. I mean, technically junior A tier 2. I'm sure that when they switch it to a proper tier 1, tier 2 program, Merritt will be going into tier 1. I can't see how that's not happening.
That would 100%.
They have such a well-established program there. I think West.
Do you think they're gonna keep guys? Like
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think Wes is going to do a fantastic job there, obviously. I love Wes.
Wes has coached both of us. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I love Wes. He's one of the best coaches I ever had, so I think he'll do a great job in Merritt, and they'll definitely... I can't see them not being a tier 1 team once it all gets divided up.
Put together, yeah.
But I don't know. I guess maybe we can move on a little bit.
You gotta talk about your PJHL career.
I don't exactly have the achievements to list off like you do.
I mean, I don't know. Well, dude, you're doing different things, right? Like,
exactly.
It's different paths, right? And it's like you started obviously when you were way younger. Than me.
Yeah. So I started. I played minor midget for the Valley West Giants. Played a couple games in major. The next year I wanted to tryouts. I didn't have a good tryout at all. Didn't like the look of my situation in Valley West.
Did your coach change?
Yeah. Well, they got. So when I got called up the year before to like affiliate with them, they had just hired new coaches.
Right.
And the head coach loved me.
Yeah.
And then the next year, the head coach moved on, and the assistant coach became the head coach. I hadn't even talked. No, like it wasn't. I think.
Partially.
I know. I forget. I'm blanking on the guy's name. He ended up coaching for the Coquitlam Express. Like the year later. I forget it. I'm forgetting his name, but he was a good coach. I
can picture his face. I know.
It's not. I got nothing against him, but I didn't. I didn't get offered a spot, and it was getting pretty late in the tryouts, and I had the offer to. Play in Mission, and I figured it would be a lot better to come home and start playing junior than to risk not having somewhere to play or to be a 12th forward on the team that year. So I mean, I played
How old
5
were you?
years.
16?
I was 16, yeah.
So
Well, I signed when I was 15. Or no, I was 16 by then. Never
So
mind.
when you're 16, right, like you're coming in to play against 20-year-old guys. It's a little different than playing against major midget.
Dude, my
right?
first camp,
Yeah.
I line up. Obviously, you know Dawson Campbell, right?
Oh yeah.
The guy.
Yeah.
He was that video.
Yeah.
That video of him that was on
remember that guy.
Barstool. Chicklets
I
posted
remember
him
that guy.
fighting the goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my first Outlaws camp. So I'd signed a couple months ago, but camp was starting. I was in England.
Right, dude. I
And
forgot about
I
that
flew.
trip.
So our plane left England at 1:30 p.m. I forget what day it was.
Yeah.
And because of the time change, when you land, it's like the same time. So I got to Vancouver at 2 p.m. on the same day. I'd been awake for
Yeah.
like 24 hours. I didn't sleep on the plane. I can't sleep on planes. I was awake for 24 hours already.
Yeah.
And it's like, what did I say? It was like 2 o'clock, and my dad's like, yeah, we got to get you to the rink. And so I go home, drop my bag, go to the rink, no, nothing. No, I went straight to the rink, dude. I threw on my clothes. I was late. I got there late, and then one of the vets, he was like someone that knew me, like Armand Graywall or someone like that, made me start the game.
Oh yeah.
Because it was a scrim.
Yeah.
It was right away. It was scrims for camp.
Yeah.
And I was next to Campbell, and I look at this guy, and he's got a full face beard. He was 20, right? He was the oldest guy there. But he was probably I don't know if he was actually as tall as I remember, but it seemed like he was 6'3", like 220, just run right through you. On the opening face-off, he takes his stick, puts it on my skate, and shoves it back. I fall on my face right off the opening draw, right at the start of camp, after all that flight. So that was a very intimidating start. I played brutal the whole game.
Oh, obviously.
I thought, dude, by the end
that
of
long.
the rest of my camp was fine after that, but I was really worried going in, and then I didn't play a lot when I was 16, obviously.
No 16.
We thought we were going to be rebuilding, and then out of nowhere we signed 3 guys who played Junior A the year before but quit hockey and had a buddy on the team, so they all came and played, and there wasn't a lot of room left for 16-year-olds, especially in the playoffs. So my first year I didn't play a lot. My second year was the COVID year, so I only played 8 games that year because of COVID. Third year it happened. We lost in the first round. Yeah, my 16 year we lost in the second round, but I only played a few games in the playoffs.
Right.
19 year, was when I finally had my first decent year. I was brutal when I was 18.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was 17 during COVID, I was practicing and I was in the top 6. I was actually getting opportunity, and our team was good. I think we traded someone. So there's a spot open. They plugged me in there.
Yeah.
And I was playing so good in practice. We were doing scrims all the time.
Who were you playing with?
Hargrave and Stewie.
Oh yeah.
So Stewie had 50 points the next year, and Hargrave was a point per game player.
Yeah.
So those are my line mates. I would have got carried even.
Yeah.
And then the next year I got 4 games. I was playing on the second line with Stewie and someone else, and 4 games into the year I hurt my shoulder, and I was on the third and fourth line even when I came back, and I'd been on the team for 3 years.
Over,
yeah. Well, not fucked over, but there just wasn't room. But the whole team was a year older than me. We all came in the same year, but they were all a year older.
Yeah.
So, and then anyways, my 19 year I did a lot better. I played a lot, did a lot better. My 20 year, I was a captain. That was pretty cool. I played, hit my 150th game, so over 150 games in the PJHL.
Yeah.
I think I'm only the 4th guy. I think Marty did it too. So I think I'm only the 5th. Yeah, I think I'm only the 4th or 5th outlaw. You're looking at my plaque.
Looking at the 150 game plaque right
so I
now.
played
It's awesome.
150 games, but by no means I wasn't a point per game guy or anything.
Right.
Well, I wasn't too bad, but I had a couple rough streaks this year where I did nothing, and then I'd heat up.
Lit it up, and then
I heated up at the end.
Streaky.
But I did good in playoffs too.
Kind of like your golf game, a little streaky.
Do you really want to get into our game today?
No,
that was not. I don't think you want to talk about that, buddy.
I don't want to talk about
that. Was not a good one for you.
No.
But okay, so that's it for me. I'm retired from hockey as of right now.
SFU's calling though.
No, they're not calling. Players on the team have messaged me, but I don't think that's in the cards for me this year. Now that we have talked a little bit about ourselves, our careers, we've talked about what we're going to be covering in this pod, all that good stuff. We're going to get right into recapping a few of the leagues that we are going to be covering in this podcast.
So, do a season recap, or what do you mean?
Probably just a playoff one for now.
Okay,
I mean, I don't want to cover. I'm not going to cover a whole season right now when it's over.
Obviously, when it comes to the 3 leagues, Owen's the PJ guy. I'm the KI guy.
And then
the
we'll do
VI
our
is
best
kinda-
with the VI.
The VI is kind of iffy because
Yeah.
I only know obviously stories from guys that have gone there
Exactly.
and played. And obviously in the Moat / Cyclone Taylor, I've
Yeah.
played against each
each
one, right? But I've only seen obviously the top end. Of
So I
what,
mean,
what they have
hopefully,
to offer.
maybe we can get a VI guy or two on here
Dude,
at some
yeah,
point
honestly,
soon, and they can help us out. But in the meantime, VI guys, if anyone here wants to know about the VI, hear about the VI, we will cover it. We'll do our best, but it's tough when it's on the island and neither of us played in it. But we will still recap it, cover it.
the
all
only
that good
guys, the
stuff.
only guys I really know were the guys from Nanaimo camp that were like they were there.
I
at
don't
the
know
start.
too many. I know a few. I
They
know
were there
like
at the
Carter
start,
Anderson
and
played
then
for Cowichan and a few other guys.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were there at the start, and then they got cut like first cuts, right?
Yeah.
So I was obviously like I was the one of the last junior B guys left.
Yeah, no,
But
of course.
No, the league, I don't know, it was just didn't seem as high end, but we'll try and cover it as much as we can, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get into a little bit of PJHL coverage here. So you are from the Vancouver area, you're from British Columbia, the Lower Mainland, anywhere. The Pacific Junior Hockey League, mostly teams from the Vancouver, Lower Mainland, Fraser Valley area.
Although new expansion.
There is a new expansion team next year
Yeah.
in Gibson's.
A little bit
the
of a
Coastal Tsunami.
Is that actually the name?
That's the name.
Oh
They're the
my
Coastal
God.
Tsunami. I don't know
That's
how
grim.
their logo is pretty sick though. I'm not gonna lie.
Can I see it? Do you have it?
Oh, I don't. Just search
look
it up.
yeah.
Search it up. But I think Coastal Tsunami. Some of their signings that they've made look pretty. They signed a BWC kid that looked pretty nasty. But I've been looking at some of their signings. So, anyways, yeah. So the PJHL.
Damn, the kind of Seattle Kraken vibes.
Yeah,
A
exactly,
little bit.
exactly. I think their jerseys will be the same as the Krakens, pretty much.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. But anyways, so the PJHL is a 14 team league. My bad. 2 divisions, 7 teams each. Top 4 teams in each division top 5 teams in each division make the playoffs. 4 and 5 play a best of 3 play-in series. So, in those play-in series,
Do you really
what?
play a play-in series? Oh, right,
Yeah,
because you
dude.
played Surrey, yeah.
So in the play-in series, the Mission City Outlaws, my team, we played against the Surrey Knights. We beat them in the best of 3 in 2 games. And then on the other side, it was North Vancouver and Grandview, and North Van beat Grandview in 3 games. Those were all tight ones too. And then if we get on to the rest of the actual playoff bracket, Ridge worked us in 7. They were the best team in
7 or in 4?
Sorry, in 4. Oh my gosh, not in 7. Not in 7.
I was gonna say
Ridge
7.
guys. If a Ridge guy hears this, he's gonna laugh his ass off.
Rich guy hears this,
Yeah.
gonna chirp me about.
Yeah, exactly, dude. No, we were winning 3-0 or 3-1 in game 1.
Yeah.
And then we took a 4-on-4 penalty. They scored twice in the 4-on-4.
You were in for that, right? Like you weren't sick at that point.
No, I was in for that. Yeah, I got sick. I missed game 3 sick.
Okay.
And then I came back for game 4 with a fever, but.
Oh yeah, obviously.
That series against Ridge was tough. They were just the better team though. Like we couldn't compete with them yet. Well, we gave them a good battle. Every game was tight except for the one I didn't play. I don't even remember what the score was. I wasn't
like
there.
6 rip or something.
Yeah, something like I don't know what I'm talking about. I wasn't there, but in the other series, Langley and Chilliwack had a back and forth barn burner of a series. Chilliwack took that one in 7 games just to go on and get swept by the Ridge Meadows Flames. Just like what happened to us, except Chilliwack got crushed in most of their games.
Yeah.
We kept every game tight, and Chilliwack had a trillion penalties, dude. There was like 8 fights in one game, which there's no fighting in the Pidge anymore, and there was 8 fights in one game.
Wasn't there a video of?
I sent it to you.
Was it Melnick?
Yeah, Melnick. Yeah, Melnick, dude. We gotta talk about Braden Melnick.
Absolutely, just blockered some. Or no, did he?
Yeah,
he just beat the crap
Braden
out of
Melnick. There's a little scrum that broke out. Chilliwack's goalie
Hey,
grabs a guy.
If you're 20 and you're gonna go out on a play like that, at least go out on a high.
I mean, they were
right?
losing,
Like
dude. They were losing like
down.
5-1 in the game, 2-0
Honestly,
in the series. It was over.
Respect the play.
Love it, Melnick. Love
Respect
it.
the play. Really like it.
Former teammate of mine. Bro, love that. He was a dub. He was a dub draft pick too.
Did he get really?
Yeah, Saskatoon, I think.
Oh right, yeah, that was in Bantam.
Yeah, well, yeah. And in the other side, Delta swept North Van 4-buzz, Richmond swept White Rock 4-buzz. Not much to talk about there. Richmond and Delta were dominant all year.
Right.
Richmond also handled Delta in 5 games quite easily. Pretty sure most of the games were close. Delta's a hell of a team. But Richmond had a 35-game win streak at one point this
We
year.
were-
They
honestly,
were unreal, and Ridge takes them down in 7 to win the Stonehouse Cup. I was shocked. I went to game 4 I went to game 4 in Ridge, and Richmond won 7-0. And I was like, this series is over, and
I
then
can't
Ridge
believe
beats
that.
them in
I can't believe
7
that.
and moves on to the
Honestly,
Moet Cup. I couldn't.
we were watching
Good for
that-
Ridge, man.
I was
Like,
watching
they were a
that
hell
series.
of a team.
I was watching the score lines from that series, and I was like, obviously, you don't look too far ahead in the playoffs. Being at the site, like the Cyclone is like obviously the end game kind of thing, but when I was watching that, like seeing them lose 7-0,
Yeah. Yeah,
I-
like,
there's no
you're
way
like, what's
that-
going on here?
it's
Yeah.
It must have been.
It was just a rough game. Like, dude, they didn't. When I was watching, this is the thing. No, they did not play good. They absolutely got outplayed, but they weren't awful. It was every single time Richmond got a chance, they scored.
That's crazy.
Which, like, Richmond's, like, yeah, Ridge had
'Cause-
more breakdowns than they usually have.
Yeah.
But Richmond was capitalizing on everything.
They must have been able to
man.
score really good because
Richmond was
when-
the best offensive team
when we
in my
played,
time in the
when we
pitch.
played against Maple Ridge this year, or Ridge Meadow, sorry, this year they didn't give up very much. Like their
No, they don't
goaltending
give up
was
much,
great,
man.
and their goaltending
Their
was
D
great.
was
Their
really
D was
good.
solid. Obviously, they had a couple key guys injured.
Yeah, they're two of their top 3 forwards
and I
being
think that
injured
definitely
hurts them, right?
definitely changed
Oh,
up.
those two torched us, man.
Yeah, they definitely
They
changed
torched
up the
us.
scope of the cup. Obviously, but
But still,
we'll
you guys
get to
got
that.
it done.
We'll get to
we'll
that.
get to
but,
that. You want to give us a
yeah.
quick KI recap?
Yeah,
No, I don't know
with-
if you want to. There's more teams, so I don't know if you want to cover every series or just the semis.
on the KI, right? Well, the KI is
the
obviously.
Kootenays for the KI
the
boys.
Kootenay- the Kootenay International,
mostly
20
mostly Alberta kids in the Kootenay League.
Yeah,
which
oh,
is funny,
exactly.
but
No, most of my I was gonna say all the boys are back home from Edmonton, Alberta.
exactly. Yeah. We gotta
Saskatchewan.
get some of those KI guys on here, man.
Gallo
we gotta get
would love
guys.
to.
I would love to get Gallo on here. You've told me lots about him.
Gallo
I would
would
love
love
to
to,
get
yeah.
Gallo on.
Or,
we should get in
yeah,
touch
I'll
with him
get-
today after we
get in
record.
touch. We'll talk.
We got lots of guests to get in touch
yeah.
with. We got a
Oh, yeah.
lot. Anyways, go ahead, buddy. Give us the recap of the
Okay,
KI.
I gotta look at the schedule here because obviously when it comes to the league and the playoffs. All right, so obviously Revelstoke, we ended up winning the league. We were ranked. We came second in the race for the President's Cup. That's the only cup I haven't won actually. In the KI was the President's Cup, which is the best record.
Oh, right, because they changed the name of it,
season.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
In
you
the
never
regular
won the
season.
regular
In the
season,
regular
right? You
season
just
cup.
clutched up in playoffs.
No, yeah. So we started out obviously against Chase. We ended up sweeping them.
Shout out Chase, British Columbia. What a city.
Owen's second hometown, basically.
Yes, sir. That's where the cabin's at. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and then so our division, the Doug Burks, was obviously like a super stacked
Oh, yeah.
division compared to a lot. Like I think 3 of the top 6 teams in the league were in our division.
Yeah.
Us, obviously, Kamloops, and 3 of the top 5 teams, final, were in the Doug Burke. So we obviously expected the other series between Kamloops and Sicamous to go 7 or 6, super deep series. So the fact that we could come first in our division was huge.
Oh, yeah.
And halfway through the year, it wasn't looking like we were going to come first, eh?
Yeah.
Like
oh,
Sicamous
yeah.
was
yeah.
first in the league for so long.
I know, and I
it
mean,
just-
what after your first? I mean, it's only 7 games, but you were what 3-3-1 or something after your first 7. Like you didn't start off that.
Oh no,
high.
our for Revelstoke, our
Yeah.
start of our year was not as good as it
Yeah,
probably
exactly.
could have been. But same thing happened my first year, by the way.
Yeah,
Like, we
no,
started
I know,
off terribly,
I know.
and then eventually
Figured
turned
it
it on.
out.
But yeah, Sicky and Kamloops went 7. Kamloops ended up winning 1-0 in Game 7. Absolutely brutal. I think Sicamous had a goal called
Jeez.
off. It's pretty controversial.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they had a goal called off. Pretty
Oh,
controversial.
you hate to see that in junior because there's nothing they can do.
It was terrible. Obviously, in the other series, Princeton. I'm not going to say anything about Princeton, but their division might be one of the worst divisions in junior hockey. No, they walked over pretty much everyone in that division.
But obviously they were still like a.
They're unreal.
Like they gave
team.
you.
Oh
It
my
was
God,
6
dude.
6 games against you guys, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
7 games. 7 games against us.
7 games. So right, it was 7. Jeez.
Yeah, dude. No, Princeton.
Yeah,
when it comes to the competition in their division, it wasn't as good, but they're such a good team. Man.
Yeah,
of course. They were so good, and they obviously walked over their division 4-1, and then they actually had a little bit of an issue with North Oak.
Oh, really?
Which was weird. Like, I did not expect them to go down 2-0 to North Oak.
Right.
And
they relocated, right? North Oak?
Yeah, North Oak's going to Quesnel.
Right. Sorry, go ahead.
And then, Fernie, obviously, with Kimbo losing in the first round to Columbia Valley, the Cyclone Taylor hosts losing the first round, that's obviously pretty tough for them.
Yeah,
especially when you got a month and a half off. It's like losing the Mem Cup when you're hosting Mem Cup and losing the first round.
Yeah.
And then the Grand Forks ended up beating Nelson. Fast forward, Final Four came down to Princeton and North Oak, us and Kamloops. We ended up sweeping Kamloops. Princeton went 6 games, and then Fernie obviously came out on that end, and Beaver Valley. Beaver Valley was also super underrated.
Yeah, Beaver Valley was a good team.
Underrated team, and just because I feel like those two other divisions don't get as much attention as maybe ours and Kimberly's.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree.
But anyways, they it ended up being a Fernie win in 6 against Beaver Valley, and then a Revelstoke win in 7 games against Princeton. That was the hardest series of my career, man.
I bet, man.
That was horrible.
That's crazy.
And then, we ended up sweeping in the finals.
Yes, sir.
It was honestly, it was a little bit anticlimactic.
Yeah, I bet.
At the end,
sweep in the finals would be weird, but it just shows how good of a team you guys were and how good your conference was.
Our conference was unreal.
Yeah, that's ridiculous because
you
guys
had
had battles, right?
4 of the top 5. I'm looking at the league. 4 of the top 5 in our side.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then obviously 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all on the other side. But
yeah.
Yeah, and then we ended up making the Moat, which was great, and then also Kimberly joined us, obviously.
Yeah, of course, as the host. Yeah.
But they were on a pretty long break there.
Yeah, no kidding.
That would have sucked. I'm not that would have sucked.
Practicing all that time. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then the VI, obviously the team that came out of there was what was it? Saanich.
Yeah. Yeah. So Saanich took down Carey Park in the finals of the VI. I believe Carey Park beat Comox and Saanich beat Victoria to get there.
I always hear so much about Comox or something. One of the teams.
That's where Dickie's going. Campbell River.
I always hear so much about Campbell.
I don't think they were that good this year. Carey Park beat them in the first round. I'm pretty sure.
There's always one team out of the VI that you always hear about, guys that have 120, 130 points.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
A little more to say about the VI. Sorry, I know these recaps are a little bit long-winded, but usually we're not recapping an entire season in one go, so we're just trying to give the coverage we can to these leagues quickly, and then when it all gets going again, and in the meantime, we can actually talk about more specific things and promoting players, promoting teams, doing everything we can to give exposure to the league and help promote it. So just a little bit more about the VIJHL. We have some pretty big news there, and that is that it has gone independent from Hockey Canada.
I don't know how they're going to do that, man.
Oh, no, dude, it's going to be easy. They're just a feeder league for the BCHL now.
Oh, yeah, but...
BCHL guys aren't allowed to play anywhere under Hockey Canada. They can just go play in the VI and just poach all year long.
Financially, though,
I think the VIs...
For the VI...
I think they're going to get more.
Unless they coordinate with the BCHL.
I think they will, though.
You think?
I think they will be, yeah. Because it's that, and then they have that JPH, or not? Maybe it's not the JPHL.
That's the U18 league, though.
Yeah, but that's the only other league that guys are allowed to play in and still play in the BC.
That's right.
That's the only. So
I guess it makes sense.
It's just a limited. It makes sense for the VI, I think. I think it's going to help them. Yeah.
Do you think more teams are going to go independent once they get demoted down to Tier 2, Junior A? If we say for example half the teams from the KI, half the teams from the PJ go Tier 1 Junior A.
It won't not be that many, but anyways, yeah.
Okay.
It'll be like
of the teams from the KI.
It'll be like 4. It'll be like max 4 teams from each league.
You think?
To start, yeah.
So only 8 teams in the league.
Yeah. I believe so. I could be wrong, but I've heard that it's going to be I've heard maybe even 6. I've heard maybe 2 pitch teams and 4 KI teams.
I've heard from some pretty high up people that it might not look like that, but I'm not 100% sure. It's also
this one's a pretty good source too.
a year from now that we're talking about this.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
This
Yeah.
could
This still
definitely change.
still
Like,
hasn't happened yet, and there's still lots that could change as well.
Not a news breaking
Yeah.
spot, but.
So yeah, I mean, obviously for the VIJHL, that means that just like the BCHL, they are now separate from Hockey Canada. I'm assuming their players will be allowed to wear visors. They'll probably be separate.
That's sick.
So that's pretty cool for them. Yeah, the PIJ and McKay got to wear
Cages.
fish bowls or cages. And yeah, so that'll probably mean a lot for the VI. I think the league's gonna get better. I think all the leagues are gonna keep getting better because of this whole situation. I think it works for the VI. I think it works for the PIJ and McKay. To be honest,
the VI gets forgotten a lot.
Totally. I mean, it's tough being on the island like that, right?
It's just
like,
such a separate league, and it makes sense that they're separating.
It's like a separate culture.
Yeah, a little bit.
Man, like it's a totally different place on the island.
Oh man, there's some crazy stories from when we hosted in again Oceanside.
Oh, I
the
bet.
Generals,
Yeah,
the Gens.
the Gens.
Holy fuck, those guys know how to party.
Oh, I believe it.
It was nuts. Having them in Revelstoke after we won, it was god.
Well, real quick then, do you want to give us a recap of the Moet Cup
This year?
So yeah, just real quick. Yeah, we won't cover the past, but I just want to say the Moet Cup. If you're a PIJ, a KI, or a VI player in the past, you know what the Cyclone Taylor Cup is. The Moet Cup is just
the same
what they called it this year. They changed the name from one year. Next year, and then next. Yeah, I know, but next year it's gonna be something else now because the VI's gone. Well, the VI's gone.
Oh yeah, it'll be a series probably.
Yeah, it'll probably just be a series. So it's Moet Cup's a one-time thing. You probably won't hear about it again unless they keep the name. But yeah, give us a quick recap, Joe, since you were there.
Obviously,
and won it.
Revelstoke, another win, another ring, I guess.
Another ring for Revy.
Mikhail Horechka, tournament MVP.
Oh.
Best defenseman in the league.
Yeah,
I think.
He was big. Quite the addition, hey? What a move by the GM to bring him over.
Before the you know what? Little story. I went to when we had our meetings, and I said we needed a D-man. We needed a 20-year-old defenseman.
Yeah.
And he was like, he brought in this guy, and he texted me. He's like, we got in the back end now. I'm like, yes. Like, no.
I love that.
Yeah, he's like, he was probably him and Whiter.
Yeah.
Even Romer too.
Yeah. Huge.
Big additions. Big additions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming in and yeah, like it was.
You want to talk maybe like what was it? What were the games like? Like how? Like as far as play style, pace, skill with the PIJ and the VI, how different was it?
So the VI obviously we ended up beating them. I think it was. Oh, I don't know the score. It was a NHL score. Like it was NHL 24 score.
Yeah,
like,
NHL 24.
It was like 8-4
something crazy like
something
that.
Ridiculous. It was, and honestly, like, I'm happy that we had that first game.
Yeah,
because
for sure
we did not play that good.
Yeah, I mean it's nice that you scored so many. You could get the flaws out of the way after, right?
We didn't get burned on it because I didn't feel. I don't know if this was the same for everyone else, but I didn't feel like the VI almost didn't compete as much. I don't know if it was just because of the way that it...
No, I mean, it might just be this year. I mean, they also think about how far they had to travel, dude. Yeah, that's crazy.
Probably a 2-day journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous.
Like, so, yeah, no.
And then
it just, they didn't seem quite as up to skill as you guys in Ridge, right? And it varies year to year, too, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes the VI is the best by a mile, so...
And then Maple Ridge, we ended up playing them. We beat them 2-1.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the most fun games I played for Revelstoke against Ridge. That was amazing.
They got some studs,
they can move the puck, man. They can move the puck.
Well-oiled machine. Yeah. They got some studs.
Yeah. And then we played Kimberly in our third game. Obviously, at this point, Kimberly's gone 0-2. They're fighting for their lives, right? They're rusty.
Tight one, though.
Dude, imagine.
Yeah, like that first game against Ridge, I saw the score and I was like, you can't even blame them, man.
No,
like,
it was terrible.
How are they supposed to compete after the break they had against a team that's been flying like Ridge has?
Yeah, exactly. And then, so they ended up, we ended up, they must have beaten Saanich, because they beat Saanich.
Yeah.
We beat Ridge. We were 2-0. Ridge was 2-0.
Yeah.
Kimberly was 1-1. Saanich was already out. They were 0-2.
Yeah.
At that point. So
exactly.
Ridge beat Saanich, obviously.
Yeah. So you guys
3-0, 0-3 for Saanich. They'd be in the bronze. Ridge is in the gold.
Yeah.
And it came down to us and Kimberly. As long as we didn't lose to Kimberly by 4, we would have went in. And I tell you that going into that game was, the mindset was so weird. Like it was almost like guys were preparing to lose.
Yeah.
but we didn't want to lose by this much.
Of course.
So it was
that's weird. That's
it was
weird
so
one.
weird as a goalie as well, because I know the boys are thinking, we can't
If
get
you guys
scored
lose
on.
by 4, it's
We
probably
lose by
on you
4,
at that
it's-
point,
exactly,
right? Like,
so yeah, so I'm like going into that game, it was really weird, and we got absolutely worked by Kimberly. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Like they outplayed us. They outplayed us for sure, and I think we won against them 3-2.
Comeback too, right? Were you guys
Something like
losing
that.
or tied
we,
maybe?
We were might have been tied. I think 2-1 we were up,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then they ended up pulling their goalie with like 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
Because they needed.
They
to
had
win.
to score, yeah.
And we put an empty netter away 3-1.
Right.
And then I think they got one back late.
Oh,
3-2.
okay. I got you.
But yeah, and then that secured us into the finals, and then Ridge against us again. It was an unreal game. Like playing against those guys is so good. We had the home advantage obviously because we beat Ridge. Ridge was 2-1. Sorry, I messed that up earlier.
Yeah. It's
Kimberly lost to Saanich in the bronze.
yeah.
So Saanich came third, and then we ended up beating Ridge in overtime, which was nuts.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts.
I can't even imagine overtime.
It was dead though, because it was Kimbo and
Overtime to win the fight. Overtime in its own.
yeah, it was. I was scared.
Like
'Cause
brutal.
we were not the best team in OT.
Oh really?
No,
Oh,
and it was scary, but
at least it's 5-on-5 though.
yeah, dude, yeah, 100%. And we got a power play. That's what killed them.
You scored on the power play to win?
Yeah, I can't believe we got a power play in overtime.
What?
It was
I didn't
nuts.
know that.
It was nuts. I don't even remember what happened, but it was
geez.
it was. I think it was definitely controversial.
Yikes.
Like they probably weren't the happiest that they lost, and obviously on the power play is a terrible way to go out.
Yeah, but I mean, great years for all those teams.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I like Richmond too. Like, I can't. Good for Ridge for beating them. Richmond was a wagon. I think they would have done just as well as Ridge at the Cup. So lots of good teams, lots of good players. But maybe we'll step up a league here.
Jump up to the B show.
Move on to the BCHL, Independent League.
I'm honestly.
Well, we can
With
talk
me-
about what happened this year. I mean,
I followed
the
the finals.
AJHL. I followed the finals too. We
Yeah.
can just talk about that for now. We don't.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, obviously, I don't know how far. I think it was about 30 games, 35 games into the season. 5 AJHL teams announced they're joining the BCHL next year and get kicked out of their own league. and my buddy Tanner Dawkins was on Spruce Grove.
Yeah.
And so they ended up just getting merged in the BCHL for the rest of the year, right? They just played against each other though.
They weren't. That must just
I
suck.
believe that right now, Surrey, who won the BCHL, congrats Surrey, is going to be playing a series against Brooks to see who wins the BCHL.
Right.
So the Brooks Bandits obviously won the Alberta side. Big shocker there.
Counter Park. I think they took 1 or 2 games from Brooks, but I'm not 100% sure. The scores in this league are just crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like
I know.
6-3 win for Spruce against Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 7-3 win against Spruce.
7-3?
And the final game for Brooks and Spruce Grove.
In Spruce
Grove, Sherwood Park. Why do I keep?
Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. We're not from Alberta.
Yeah, I'm not. All the Alberta boys are be chirping me. No, it was just crazy. Some of the score lines coming out from there. 4-3 in OT. Did Brooks sweep? No, they didn't.
No.
Spruce, 4-3 win. I saw Spruce won like 9-1 in a game, which is just
crazy.
ridiculous.
That's crazy.
No. Anyways, that might not have been in the playoffs. I don't know.
No, it's all good. But so as for the BCHL, obviously it's its first year being fully independent from Hockey Canada. I think it's definitely the level has stepped up already.
Dude, yeah.
And next year it's probably
It's
I think it's
scary,
going to
man.
really gear up. It is scary. The BCHL is just going to keep improving in my opinion.
I think,
it's
they're
going to
keep improving, but they're not going to be a local league anymore, man.
Yeah, so that's the concern about it, and probably why we won't give it too much more coverage right now. I don't really think we need to.
I mean, it's already got its own.
I mean, the
spot,
finals
right?
is going. The finals between.
We'll talk about.
We'll talk about Surrey when Surrey and Brooks is done. We'll recap that whole series a little
Liam
more.
Tanner, BCHL champion.
Right.
BCHL champion.
I forgot he was on that team.
Great guy.
Yeah. Who else? There's a few. Oh.
Ajit Gundra.
Yeah, Gundra. Oh man, he was on Langley when I was 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a stud.
Yeah.
There's a few other guys I know.
Ajit's a D1 guy.
Ante Zlomzik. He played minor midget and major midget for the Northeast Chiefs.
Okay.
He was on that team.
A lot
I
of
think
the younger
Josh
guys,
Wessels from Semiamu.
Oh, I
Or
remember him.
Seafair, sorry.
I remember Wessels.
I think he's on Surrey as well. There's a bunch of local guys, so congrats to Surrey on winning that.
Surrey is
Good luck against
definitely-
Brooks. That'll
Surrey
probably be a tough
beating
test.
Penn is just
Surrey
great.
beating Penticton is
Honestly, it's great for the
unbelievable.
league.
It is good for the league. Penticton's such a fucking wagon, dude. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think that will probably be all for the BCHL now.
Yeah.
And we'll get into a little bit of covering some international hockey. So when I'm talking about international hockey, I'm sure a lot of you know what the World Championships are. They just wrapped up. I believe Czechia beat Switzerland in the finals.
Yeah,
which is pretty
that's
crazy.
A crazy matchup.
Canada and USA both lost in the no. USA lost in the quarters. Canada lost in the
Canada
semis.
lost in semis. They won the bronze, didn't they?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. No, Sweden did. Sweden did.
Did Sweden?
Yeah, I saw a video of Erik Karlsson like receiving the medal and stuff.
Oh,
Sweden
good for
beat
him.
them. Sweden. Yeah, good for EK. Go Pens. No, so yeah, we're talking about the World Championship. So obviously, most people probably know about the top level, but there's like 7 divisions of this thing, and I have been starting to get pretty into it because I think it's so cool that the fact that guys from these tiny countries who barely play hockey are getting to travel the world and play in these tournaments.
That's right.
I
haven't really. You're kind of the guy for this.
Yeah,
'Cause
no,
for
I mean,
me-
I'm not even the guy for this, buddy, but it's just, I think it's so cool. If you are interested in more of this international hockey stuff, the best hockey account on Instagram for it is Hockey Worldwide.
Is it?
They cover everything hockey. It's such a great account. I'm actually trying, I'm thinking about messaging the guy who runs it and getting him to come on here. So I think he knows what he's doing. He knows his stuff, man. He does such a good job, covers so many different leagues.
The Melbourne Ducks. I'm just looking at the. This is the women's league in Australian.
Yeah.
The Australian women's ice hockey.
Yeah,
League.
dude. Like, he
he's
covers
posting about all that
everything.
stuff. That's crazy.
So I mean, there's, I believe, 58 official IIHF teams, meaning that they competed in IIHF games. Oh God, we're not talking about him. So yeah, 58 teams. Even North Korea is a team. They played this year. I'm not kidding. Their team actually did quite well.
That's ridiculous.
They were pretty good. They have one guy. I gotta get this guy's name, dude. Buddy, let me get this guy. You gotta see this guy's stats. Chun Rim Hong from North Korea. He's 32 years old. Buddy, he had 20 points in 5 games this year
Where did he play? That's
in
disgusting.
the D3B World Championship as the captain of North Korea. First time he's played in 5 years.
That's crazy.
So he captained North Korea in that tournament.
You know that guy lived in a cold country at some point. Like, he was,
Yeah,
like, working
must have, right?
He must have.
Just loves the game. Yeah, apparently he's a stud, but he's been playing in North Korea his whole career.
Wow.
Apparently he's actually quite the player. I would love to maybe see him play. Maybe he could play in like the VIJHL, like the minors for the
Russian league.
yeah, for the KIJHL.
Oh, yeah.
Like the minors for that. Maybe he could play in something like that. But I don't know if I'll necessarily recap every single tournament because that's a lot to do.
That's a lot, but
But,
no, it's just cool to hear about.
Exactly.
And,
We will recap it more once it's starting. I'll do a slight recap of the top division.
Oh yeah, like with.
So Czechia and David Pasternak beat Switzerland in the finals. Sweden beat Canada in the bronze medal game, and to get there, Sweden beat Finland in the quarters. Czechia beat the U.S., Canada beat Slovakia, and Switzerland beat Germany. There was also, I think, 4 other teams in this tournament: Norway, France, Austria, Poland, Latvia, Kazakhstan. No, there's 8. Denmark and Great Britain were all also in this tournament. I believe 2 of those teams were relegated, and Hungary and I forget the other team. Hungary and another country are being promoted from the lower division to the top division. So Hungary will be in the top division next year and play against Canada. So good for Hungary. Shout out to them. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to cover right now as far as international hockey. Those events kind of happen throughout the actual hockey season, and we're in the off season now for the most part.
Oh yeah.
Except for a few leagues in the Eastern Hemisphere that are just starting up. Like I think the Australian League and the New Zealand League have just started up this year.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
just recently. Okay. I'm just gonna give a brief more about what we're gonna be doing with the international hockey. So we're gonna be reaching out to as many, a bunch of players from these teams.
Interviewing that dude from North Korea, like.
I don't see that in the cards. I don't know how we are so, but I would absolutely love to. But yeah, so like players in South Africa, players in countries
I'm
like
interested
Turkey.
in what it looks like over there. Like, do they play junior? They don't play junior.
No, man, I don't even know. That's why I want to have these guys on. We can learn about them, give them exposure for their leagues, their countries, grow the game in their own countries, hopefully. Maybe we can get more people listening from all these different places around the world. And even if we have a small following from a bunch of different countries, that'd be a pretty cool thing for us to do, to be able to help promote hockey.
Dude, it would be sick.
So,
it would be cool to talk
we're
about.
definitely going to recap these World Championships when they do start actually happening a little bit more.
Yeah.
We're going to try and get as many, a bunch of players on from these teams of as many levels as we can. And eventually, we do have guys that we know who are at least NHL draft picks, prospects related. So we do have guys.
Played games.
A guy who's played some games. So we do have guys of a higher caliber that we also will reach out to and get on. But at the same time, we want to learn more about these guys and their hockey experiences. How did they get into hockey playing in South Africa? You know? How do you become the captain of South Africa's hockey team and become
You'd be saying, like, nah.
I'm going to read out South Africa's captain and DM him. I want to get him on. He seems like he has such a cool story. The guy's obsessed with hockey. I follow his Instagram.
Sick.
So lots of cool guests coming from as many different nationalities as we can. All we want to do is promote hockey everywhere we can. So that's why we want to do the international coverage as well as the junior hockey coverage. And then obviously we will also cover the big boys. We'll do lots of NHL stuff.
NHL, CHL stuff as well. College hockey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll cover all of it. We'll do some ACHA next year. Obviously, you'll be there. So definitely do some of that. Rankings. We'll cover everything we can. The whole thing's just to promote hockey. So we were actually at the Mem Cup last year, weren't we?
Yeah, we did.
We did a day trip to go watch.
That was nuts.
The Kamloops Blazers play against the Peterborough Petes, right?
Yeah, same goal. Actually, same goalie Simpson's in net for London.
Oh no way.
Year.
Oh, cool, yeah.
The guy
so
made
2
the sick behind the back.
Yeah,
Remember that save?
I remember, 2 Mem Cups for him, man.
Save.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
But obviously we were in Kamloops. We drove up to Kamloops last year to watch Kamloops play against Peterborough in the tiebreaker game.
I should have worn my hat. Fuck.
Yeah, in the tiebreaker game.
That was sick. Overtime loss for Kamloops.
Overtime loss for Kamloops.
Last game for
that
Stankoven.
was heartbreaking. We got to see Logan Stankoven's last game in Kamloops. Obviously, he is absolutely crushing it in Dallas.
Yeah.
I played against him probably every single year, at least once, from ages 5 till 15. And he has been through and through the best player in the province since he was 5 years old.
Such a steal, too, in the second
Steal
round.
in the draft. He should have been a top 10 pick. I was saying it all along. I was saying the Canucks should take him at 9, and then they traded their pick to fucking Arizona for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and then still passed on him in the second round and took Denali Klimovich. And I'm not trying to hate on Klimovich, but you could have had Stankoven, man.
AHL legend.
Maybe we can get Stankoven on here. I wonder how hard that would be.
Bro, that would be impossible, man. That guy's big time now.
He is. I know he's big time, but I don't know.
Do you know him?
I don't know. No, I don't know him at all. I know he's a great guy. He was all. I don't think I ever really
I wonder if Armin
talked to him. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure we know guys who know him.
Yeah.
But he was. I mean, I've always heard nothing but great things about him.
Dude, apparently he's like the hardest working guy.
But he's just a workhorse. So good for Stank. But yeah, that whole Kamloops team was unreal. So many guys we used to play against, too.
Zellweger.
Yeah, I played Zellweger before.
Semenov.
Yeah, Matty. I used to be Semenov's line mate when we were 7 years old.
Yeah, I remember that. You remember? That's your brag, bro.
Dude, he wasn't that good back. Dude, he was just small. And then he grew and he just
was good.
That's another guy too, dude. Just workhorse. Yeah. Like he grinded. That guy worked so hard to get where he is. He deserves every bit of it.
What good?
Yeah. And Caden Bankier as well was a guy we played against a lot. That was the
guy I was thinking of.
He's a stud too, man. I believe he was in Iowa this year in the AHL.
Yeah.
Semenov is in Texas.
Yeah, AHL.
With Stank for the first half of the year until
crazy.
Stank got called up.
Yeah,
they got to go there. They're good buddies. I've heard. I mean, obviously they played together and know each other forever, right? Joe,
Mem Cup.
What happened in the Mem Cup?
Mem Cup 2024. The host team wins again.
Unreal. Not again. Kamloops didn't win last year, but
we watched
the year before.
Year before they won. Owen Beck, 2 snipes in the first period. 2-0 up quick. 3-0 second. 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. Looked a little bit sketchy there for Saginaw, but on home ice they got it down 4-3.
Scored with 20 seconds left?
22 seconds left.
Unreal at home. Oh my god.
Yeah, just to win.
Who scored that goal? The winner.
Who is this? Joshua Bloom.
Oh, Canucks prospect, right?
Canucks
Josh
prospect.
Bloom. Wow. I forgot. Yeah, unreal.
3 points in the game for him.
Wow.
Obviously, Owen Beck gets Mem Cup MVP, but
Tournament MVP for Owen Beck. What a dog. We saw him play last year at the Mem Cup for Peterborough.
dude, yeah, I saw the behind the net camera on one of his goals against Moose Jaw.
Yeah.
Like the puck that he shot, it went in and out of the net so fast it looked like it hurt the goalie's back on the way out. Like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like it just went in the net and then shot back out right away.
Jeez,
So it's
man.
like it was
just a missile.
Just an absolute sniper. He's a Leafs prospect, right?
No, he's Montreal.
Montreal
prospect. Easton Cowan leads the tournament with 8 points. He had a hell of a year this year in London. I feel like Toronto got a bit of blowback last year because he was projected to go second or third round. They took him to the first, and he had an unreal year. CHL MVP. So
3 points and a 4-3 loss.
Yeah, 3 points and a 4-3 loss in the Mountain Cup finals. Yeah, what else can you do, right? That's pretty tough for him.
Leafs prospect, yeah.
But Mem Cup was quite a tournament this year. The crazy final with Pussygate, Landon Sim gets thrown out of the Mem Cup final too, hey?
That's ridiculous.
He got thrown out of the game.
For saying pussy.
Yeah, and in the captain of Saginaw, who got accused of snitching to the ref, got interviewed after, and he gave a pretty fiery interview saying that something along the lines of there was a lot of fake rumors and fake stories about us or about me or whatever.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. It was pretty electric, but I guess we never really got the full story on that. Chicklets went really back and forth. I'm not really sure what actually happened there. I don't think they ever got a final outcome, but it was quite the Mem Cup this year, and
I should have watched more than just the final.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
The semis weren't much to watch. Sorry, Moose Jaw, but that was a tough go.
See you later, buddy. 7-1.
Yeah.
But no, they. Do you think they're going to introduce anything to not allow the host team to auto bid?
I mean, there's not really much you can do, and it's been the same way for so long. It's kind of hard if they change things up. I mean, realistically, you shouldn't lose to the host, right?
Well, yeah, the host.
You shouldn't,
especially if the
but
host
it happens a
doesn't
lot.
win.
Even in the Cyclone, I mean, you guys won as a host, and you lost in the semis that year, right?
But at least there's got to be something where you make it to a certain.
Yeah, you were
point.
at least in the semis, and you lost in 7 or 6.
We lost in 6, I think.
6, but still, it was a close series every game. It's crazy having the host win so often. I wish it was Kamloops last year.
Literally, we could have watched that, but
maybe we'll segue into a little Stanley Cup Finals recap now. Preview. Sorry, not recap. Preview.
Semifinal recap.
Oh, should we recap the semis?
Yeah, we don't have to quick, but obviously Edmonton and Florida won.
Oh,
I honestly thought the Rangers were gonna get it done.
5-4 and 6, baby.
Really?
Oh yes, I did. Well, I didn't even have the Rangers in my actual bracket online or whatever. I had the Rangers losing to Carolina.
I had a
in
Boston
the semis,
Vancouver final in my bracket.
I think Ryland did too. That would have been
nuts.
Electric, but Boston was just nowhere near good enough to get by Florida. The fact they won 2 games against them was pretty crazy. Florida is just a machine.
I can't believe Vancouver lost to Edmonton still. I wish if they had.
It's hard to say if they had Demko, because that's what you were going to say, right?
No, if they had Demko, but...
Because Sealaws was unreal, but it's still not Demko.
It's a mindset for your entire team.
Right.
Because,
the last 2 games were horrible.
They can say, the team, they did not deserve to win.
No.
Don't get me wrong. But,
no, brutal.
The team plays different when you got your number 1 guy in net. Let's say that. Especially,
100%.
And I think with Edmonton...
Missing Brock in Game 7, too.
Yeah, Brock being out as well.
He's been their most clutch player.
Edmonton resting Skinner was probably one of the riskiest plays that I think has worked out in a long time.
Well, did you see that thing about the sports psychologist they brought in to work with him?
No, I didn't.
The Oilers, they brought in one of the most well-respected sports psychology and meditation coaches in all of sports, who worked with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant in the past and helped them win championships.
Damn.
And after Game 6, he was on the ice, and you can see him going up to Stewart and saying, "My man," and giving him a big hug. So, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Stuart Skinner, what a trio. And that's a pretty cool story about bringing in a sports psychologist. I think, obviously, that's become a lot more of a common thing lately, especially just with the overall, NHL, player assistance program. and things like that.
Yeah.
Mental health resources for athletes. It's even if you're a pro, it's not always easy. You know,
Dude,
bringing in a
imagine
psychologist like that can make a hell of a
dad-
difference.
Me and my dad just crap on that guy all the time when we're
Skinner?
watching the game. Yeah, we're just like chirping him constant. I couldn't imagine being in that guy's position.
He's from Edmonton too.
Yeah.
So when he was playing,
You know
when he's
what?
playing bad, it's like, man,
Good
that's
for him.
tough. So.
When he plays good, I'll cheer for him. But when he plays bad and he lets in a shitter, boy, will I let him know. Like,
Yeah.
damn. But no,
He got it done.
He got
Good
it
for
done.
him.
Honestly, Dallas, I thought, had the goaltending advantage, but it turned out that Skinner played so well that it didn't matter.
Well, I mean, Dallas also had so many shots.
Dude.
And
the last
Edmonton
game,
just
did they
buried
have
all their
13?
chances. Dude, the shots were like, I think it was a 25 shot difference, the largest ever in a, I'm not sure if it was like a clinching game or a game 7 maybe. Well, the shots were 35, the shots were 35 to 10, and the Oilers won 4-3.
That's ridiculous. That's
Or no, it wasn't 4-3. What was the score of that game? 3-1, 3-2?
3-2.
3-1 or 3-2, I forget,
It was-
but it doesn't really matter.
And then Florida gets the job done in the East.
Yeah, what a wagon.
I didn't watch that series as
No,
much.
I didn't either. I watched them against Carolina a lot. I wanted Carolina to win for Gensel.
Yeah.
So I was watching that a lot, but once they got knocked out, I was kind of done there. Speaking of that, man, Gensel is on the trade block.
Didn't they say mid-round pick from him?
Mid-round pick.
That's
'Cause
crazy.
it's his UFA rights. But,
Yeah.
man, they gave what they gave up. Now, actually looks like a pretty good trade for Kyle Dubas and the Pittsburgh Penguins. I mean, they got 3 solid, I would say like a B+, a B, and a B- prospect.
Okay.
So probably one of them ends up being good, one ends up being okay, and one's a total bust.
Like an AHL guy?
Yeah. And then they also got, I think they get a 2nd round pick. It would have been a first if Carolina made the finals, or one maybe.
Yeah.
And I think that was about it. Oh, Bunting. And Bunting was fantastic
Yeah.
for the Penguins when he
Yeah.
was there. Down the stretch, he was unreal. So, looks like a pretty good trade in hindsight.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe the Penguins will give Carolina a 4th round pick and re-sign Gensel.
Dude, could you imagine if you just go... I was just going to say, could you
Right
imagine
back
if
to
you just
Pitt?
go straight back to Pittsburgh?
It'd be the funniest thing ever.
I don't know why
want
more
it so
athletes
bad.
don't do that. Like,
Sorry?
I don't know why more athletes don't do that, where they go as like a rental to, like Carolina in this case,
Yeah.
but like, and then just go back and sign
I
with the
think-
team they've been with.
I think it's because most guys, when you're at the age where you're a rental, it's like you're either trying to cash out before your career ends or you're cup or bust. So in Gensel's case right now, he goes back to Pittsburgh, or he could hit the open market. He might make $11 million, dude, on the open market.
No.
I don't think so, but he's getting 10.
Now?
Yes, he's going to get
How
10.
is he on 10?
Did you see his points in Carolina? Dude, he had like 26 points in 17 games.
That's ridiculous.
And in the playoffs, he was their best player besides... His whole line was good, the whole playoffs. Him, Aho, and...
Wow.
I'm forgetting the other guy in their line, but their line was electric in playoffs, and the rest of the team was pretty bad.
Good for him. I shoot. Fuck.
Yeah.
Get the bag, man.
Right? Yeah, I love
You think
Gens.
Pittsburgh can pay him though?
Not what he wants.
No,
They
okay.
could probably give him 9, but dude, they got Carlson, Sid, Letang, Gino. Ugh.
They're getting old. They're turning the
Gino's
Blackhawks.
not himself anymore, and I
They're
don't
turning
want
the
to talk about
Blackhawks.
it. It's sad. Not yet. They got another year. This year, you never
You
know.
think they'll do anything?
Well, it's this year or it's over because Gino's gonna be a 3rd liner
Pretty
by
much
the end
done.
of the season.
Pretty much done. Yeah.
So I think, man, I wish that season when they kept Gino and Letang. Remember, Gino was supposed to go to UFA and they signed him at like midnight.
Yeah.
I wish they let him go and brought Vinny Trocheck back home. He's from Pittsburgh. They were rumored to sign him. I didn't like it at the time, but man, I thought he was a little overpaid and the term for his age wasn't great. But holy shit, he was the best Ranger by a mile, all playoffs long. He is such a warrior. I love watching that guy play hockey,
him,
man. He's a stud.
Zibanejad and Kreider are like some of my favorite players to watch. in New York.
Zibanejad?
He's such like you know when you like make a pro and like be in like each other. He looks like a creative player. He skates around the ice and his hair is like flying in the wind.
He's such a stud, though.
He's got like wrist tape on. He's got like the funkiest tape job.
Yeah, his style's unreal.
He's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, fair
And when he
enough. And
scores, it's the most-
Kreider, I get. Kreider, I hate Kreider as a Penguins fan.
Yeah.
But I would fucking murder somebody to have him on my team.
It's like
You-
Marchand.
The way, yeah, except he's not as dirty, but
Yeah.
just he's so like arrogant when he scores, man. I wish I had him.
Yeah.
The way he skates, he's so fast, he's so big. He's fun to watch, and I wish he wasn't a Ranger so I could openly like him more.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the Cup Finals, man. Doc's flying out to
Doc's-
Edmonton for Game 4,
I can't believe
and then couldn't get a ticket, so he's gonna be in the mosh pit. Shout out Doc.
when they got two. This is McDavid's. You know, this is McDavid's first real shot at a cup.
Well,
And
and you never know. It could be the last.
It could be the only time that he gets a chance
never
with
know.
that big fat contract he's got in Edmonton, right?
Well, and
So-
dries up after next year.
Yep.
And I don't
So-
think there's any truth to it, but there's been rumors Dry wants to go somewhere else. There's been rumors to San Jose.
My opinion is, if Stuart Skinner can outplay Bobrovsky, the Cup's coming back north.
That's a tall order,
That's that's an extremely tall order for
Yeah.
Stuart Skinner, but I did not think he would outplay Ottinger.
No, that's true.
So-
yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I think if I had like gun to my head, choose. I would say Florida in 6.
Oh yeah.
I think Florida has a more rounded team. They're just built for this. They were here last year, and that's like, I don't like the whole like, I don't know, necessarily stereotypes of like they've been here before. It's their time, you know, because a lot of the time it doesn't happen. And sometimes teams look at what Vegas did in their first year in the league. They made the finals,
Did you
right?
see that interview the guy was saying about the Bills in the 90s? They made 4 straight Super Bowls and lost all 4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
experience
I didn't see
doesn't
that
really
interview.
matter.
Yeah, it does, and it helps. But I don't really
To a
feel
point.
comfortable saying Florida's going to win because they were here last year and they're bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
I don't like that whole argument. I don't think there's that much truth to it unless you have all the other components you need to win as well, which Florida does. But
Yeah.
I don't want to bet against Connor McDavid. He's a man on a mission,
I'm
even though...
not putting any money on this.
No, definitely no money on this series. But I hope Edmonton wins. I would love to see... I think you want to see generational players lift the cup.
Yeah.
Unless you have a personal vendetta with them.
I hate Draisaitl.
Really?
I don't
I
like
love
Draisaitl.
Leon, and I can't wait... Well, I hope to see him lift the cup. I hope the Oilers win, and they can do it. But it's going to be tough. Who are you cheering for? And what's your prediction?
I'd be lying. I'm Canadian, so it's such a switch up. I think it goes 6 or 7 for sure.
Oh, it better go at least 6. Jeez. Man, there hasn't been a Game 7 since 2011 in Vancouver.
Yeah.
When there was the riots.
I'll say Edmonton's definitely the underdog.
Yeah, they are.
If I was betting money, I'd put it on Florida.
Yeah, me too.
I think if Evander Kane's healthy, him mixing it up with Sam Bennett and Kachuk will be...
That would be huge. If
absolutely
Evander
huge.
Kane can be a force, that would be huge. Nurse needs to stay physical
For
too.
me, probably Florida in 6 or 7.
Yeah, Florida 6. Yeah, 7 or 7.
Realistically, I'm
it's
hoping
just-
I'll probably cheer for Edmonton,
Okay. Yeah.
but if it looks hopeless, I'm
You'll just switch to
jumping
Florida.
over. I'm jumping.
Yeah, dude, I was looking. It's cheaper to fly to Florida and buy tickets than it is to go to a game
Go
in
to a game in
Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Just in
Oh
case
my
anyone was
God.
wondering, if you're from Edmonton, and you want to see a game, fly to Florida, guys.
Get a flight right now.
Fly to Florida, yeah, Joe. Check those flights out, buddy.
Literally, flights to Florida right now.
Tickets to game 2 are $350 American.
No.
Yeah. Wait, you thought it
Upper
was gonna
bowl?
be cheaper?
Upper Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
You thought it was gonna be cheaper or more expensive?
I thought it was going to be like...
Like in Edmonton, I think it's like
Just-
1,000. For the upper
Jesus.
bowl. In Vancouver, they were on the Stanley Cup pre-sale that you could buy. It was $1,200 for the upper bowl for game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Kaylin Clark just got absolutely bodied behind the play or
Dude,
something.
she's been getting bodied like every game.
I don't know what, like... That's like the...
They don't like the exposure, I guess.
That's like LeBron getting like smoked every game just because he has way more of a media personality.
Yeah, did you see like the up close video from the other angle where you hear the girl the girl mouth like "you bitch" right when she's doing it? Yeah, dude. There's like another, like, obviously you've seen like the main angle, but the other angle you see her go up and be like "you bitch."
Yeah.
And dude, did you see Angel Reese like hugging her after and celebrating?
I also saw her like interview after.
Yeah, that was an all timer too.
She thought like, respectfully, she thought she was like just as important, like
It's
to
not
bring
even-
to bring the attention when Caitlin Clark's been like, obviously driving it
Yeah.
a lot. I don't know.
No, dude. So my thing with that, it wasn't even like it was more about the fact that she was like, they're here to watch me too. Why couldn't she have just said all the other
All of
girls?
us, yeah, that's
Like, it just comes off as like arrogant when she could have, like, at least in that moment, even though she was contributing to shitting on Caitlin Clark, You know, she could have at least like lifted up the rest of the league.
You know when
Like the WNBA is getting the most exposure it's ever gotten. It's probably gonna. I'm scared it's gonna pass the NHL soon. It's probably gonna pass the NHL in viewers.
Really?
I mean, dude, look at the games when Caitlin Clark's in town. It's crazy.
I guess. Also, you know when you like go to the Instagram comment section and it's like, that's like
man.
that. I feel like that's just like the common. I don't know. The common like opinion is that why couldn't she have been more
Yeah.
that shit? But
Yeah. No. But like, dude, I'm not gonna lie though. A lot of people, I think Angel Reese gets some really undeserved hate. I fuck with Angel Reese, dude. I think
she talks like Draymond, low key.
like she's a baller still. Like she went 7th overall.
Dude.
She's probably been the best rookie this year. I think I saw like you know how they do like the rookie of the year ladder for the like I think I saw
They're starting
that
to do
had
that.
her first.
I'm glad they're starting to do like treat it somewhat similar.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what. Respectfully to all the other women in the league, Caitlin Clark's made that impact this year.
20 mil for the Nike deal.
Exactly, dude. And I mean, now that she's done it, I mean, like, I'm not exactly sure if I'm pronouncing her name right, but Paige, is it Dukers on UConn?
Yeah, I don't know. The next,
Dude,
she's the next.
They were in the same. She was in the same recruitment class as Caitlin Clark, and she was ranked number 1.
Really?
But she got hurt really bad, I think, in her freshman year.
So.
And she played last year, and she was lights out. Maybe she's not at UConn. No, yeah, she is. She is at UConn. Yeah, definitely at UConn. But yeah, dude, I bet she'll be in the draft next year, and like, she was supposed to be better than Caitlin Clark when they first came to college.
Jesus.
So, like, you never know. Now that Caitlin's done it, it's like she's kind of paved the way a little bit for that to happen more. And then if the league keeps growing like that, and it's not just a one-off, like, it's just going to keep earning respect, and everyone's going to keep wanting to go watch the games.
I feel like already this season has been like the most attention almost any women's sport has ever gotten.
Buddy, I would
Like-
love to go watch the Indiana Fever play against the Chicago Sky.
And especially because they sell out stadiums.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
the atmosphere looks
getting-
incredible in there.
They're getting actual people to come and
Yeah.
support them, which is nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy to me that Kennedy Carter refused to answer any questions about it after. Did you see the video
That's
of the
a bit
journalist?
nuts. No.
The journalist asking her, and she was like, I ain't here to answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
And she just bodies it. How much does she get fined, you know?
I hope that they do something and don't set a precedent where the star of their league is just getting, like, taking cheap shots every night. I did see that they, like, upgraded the foul. I'm not sure if there was any further discipline or anything like that.
As the league grows, they'll update the rules to protect. Cause
Exactly, they gotta protect their
Eventually,
assets.
there's going to be more Caitlin Clarks. There's going to be more
Well, hopefully.
bigger athletes than obviously that one that just absolutely trucked her behind the play.
Absolutely. Dude, that girl, too, she's been kicked off, like,
saw her
3
right
teams.
record.
Yeah, she's been kicked off she's on her 4th
All over the
She went 4th overall in the
Yeah.
draft, and she's on her 4th team, and she played Turkey last year. She's been kicked off
And then
like
she
4
got kicked out of
teams.
Turkey and then came back.
I don't know if she got kicked out of Turkey, but I think she got kicked off of 2 WNBA teams, went to
did hear
Turkey, and now she's in Chicago.
I did hear that.
No?
Yeah.
Everyone is watching the WNBA. I'm scrolling through the stat lines. I'm learning players' names.
That's true.
It's true. And
I'd say, honestly, one of the most, the biggest growing, like on trajectory, the biggest growing women's sport.
100. It's gone.
Like,
Well, I mean, at least in North America. I mean,
obviously,
at
women's
least,
soccer in England is huge, getting
yeah,
big as well.
Yeah, it is.
But-
Compared, yeah, it actually was. It's weird that wasn't already like as big in England.
I think it's just that's a whole nother topic. But
Yeah, that's a
it's
very different
I think
topic.
it's just
But
underfunded, but
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I mean, and even Angel Reese, like, I'm excited to watch her go at Caitlin Clark for probably the rest of their career.
Yeah,
She's
it's
gonna
like-
be around.
it's like watching Draymond injure the.
Yeah, and
exactly.
dude, like, I like how, I mean, she got shit on a lot a couple of years ago when she was talking shit after it was already pretty much over, but Caitlin loved that shit, dude. Caitlin doesn't stop yapping all game long. She loves the trash talk, and I love that Angel gives it back. I thought that hugging her teammate after trucking her and, like, almost seeming to celebrate it, and then that kind of selfish, arrogant interview after was a little shitty, but
Good rivalry.
gotta be a villain, right?
Good rivalry
I love
at the end of the
it.
day.
I love it.
Yeah, it's unreal.
The Celtics went on a 44-14 run from the 6th
insane.
minute in the first to the 4th minute in the second.
Yeah.
Oh, it overlaps into Dallas's, but then Dallas, from the first minute in the second to the fourth minute in the third went on a 29-9 run, and then Boston went on a 13-0 run. So it was a really, really back and forth. As far as momentum, right? It was in Boston. But the first quarter, I mean, the Celtics just pounded them in the first.
Just a fan advantage.
And Dallas just couldn't come back. They lost by 18, so it wasn't that close. But I hope who are you cheering for?
Probably Dallas.
I'm definitely cheering for Dallas.
Like, I'd love to see Luka get a...
Yeah, I would be mad if Boston won, but Luka, man, yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, I wouldn't be mad if Boston won. I would be I'd probably be more happy with the Mavs win, but at the same time, it's just like, it's two teams and I'm kind of impartial.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, I'd say I'm cheering for the Mavs. I'll be...
Sure, yeah.
I'm a little bummed out for them if they lose, but I won't be like upset that the Celtics won. I think it'd be good for Tatum to win. I think he deserves it. I think he gets a lot of hate for no reason.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of him either for some reason, but I feel like there's no reason for me to not
corny,
like him.
Bro.
He's
a little corny.
He's still 19 too, so it's a bit unfair.
He's corny. He did like the Kobe shit. Like, I love Kobe. But like,
Kobe was like his mentor though.
I know.
They were tight, weren't they?
Yeah. There's just a lot of jokes about it, I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have a prediction for this? For the NBA Finals?
Boston in 6.
Boston in 6. I hate to do this, but I'm going to say Boston in 5. I don't think Dallas has a shot here. I think the East was a lot stronger.
I was
going to
say Boston in 5, but Boston 6.
Yeah, I hope it's Dallas in 5, 6 or 7, but I think it'll be Boston in 5. I think it's a bit lopsided for the NBA Finals, but
fair enough, dude.
Bit of a different year for the NBA. I mean, 3 out of the 4 teams in the semis were pretty uncommon there. I mean, Indiana, Minnesota, and obviously
Minnesota should went deeper.
They got kind of wiped though.
Yeah.
I mean, Jokic was out a little earlier than I think a lot of us expected. I don't think we thought Minnesota was going to win that, but I'm glad they did. I mean, I am a huge Anthony Edwards fan. I loved watching him this playoffs. He was absolutely electric. Loved him in the movie Hustle too. I've been a huge fan since he was in college.
I always look at that guy as the villain.
Yeah, I've been a fan since college. I love him.
If I was going to buy a jersey, I would probably buy a Jokic jersey.
Joe, I love him so much.
Like a retro Nuggets Jokic
I've seen this guy on TikTok that does like these like day in the life videos.
Yeah.
He does like pretend Jokic ones, and it's like, my wife wake me up, I sleep through alarm, I go to computer and check on the horses back at home. Yeah. It's just like how much he hates his job. Like the videos, I think the videos are pretty funny of it, but he's just a character.
I saw Full Send do a interview with Michael Porter Jr.
Oh really? I didn't see that. Okay, yeah.
And he was talking about Jokic, and he was like, "It's an act, bro. Like he takes it. People like it's not really like that. Like people say it is.
He loves what he does. He's happy.
He definitely loves playing in the NBA.
Yeah, I think everyone knows that. I think people know. Like, I think people just have fun with it, right? Because his personality for being. I mean, I think his trajectory right now is a top 10 player of all time, no doubt.
Dude,
I would
MVPs?
honestly argue top 5, but he's got to win a couple more. He's got to win at least twice more. If he doesn't win more, then he's not.
If he wins 3 championships,
I thought you were gonna argue me a bit there, saying top 5, dude. But the MVP's top 5. You think?
If he could.
Who's your top 4?
Jordan, LeBron, and then it's like
Kareem
probably.
is my 3, bro. Yeah, that's the same order. That's the same first 3 as me.
That's
then my 4 is Magic, but
I don't love Magic. I like Magic at 6.
Okay.
Shaq at.
Whoa, that's high for Shaq.
I was gonna say Shaq at either 5 or 7. I can't decide what side. I can't decide what side to put on Magic. Is he better than Magic or worse than Magic?
Worse, dude. There's no way. So Shaq was not 7. Magic. And Magic got career cut short too with the AIDS or HIV. It's still not AIDS. He's still kicking. So. Good old HIV for Magic.
I feel like I need to think about this more. I had it written down.
That's fine. Write down your top 10 players.
I had it somewhere, but,
I don't necessarily think Jokic will be a top 10 or top 5 player. I think he will be a top 10 player. I think he could be a top 5 player if he wins a few more rings and Finals MVPs along with those rings. He needs at least 3.
Unfortunately, I think he's gonna have to go to a big market team and win.
Yeah, it's hard to get guys to come to Denver, and I don't think Jamal's a good enough number 2 anymore.
Jamal hit some clutch shots, so.
Oh, I do. I have a Jamal Murray shirt in there right now. Like I said, I'm a huge Jamal fan. Love him.
Canadian.
Big Canadian. Love Jamal Murray, but I just don't know if he's good enough to be the number 2 there with MPJ's the 3. Like, I think
a good 3 though.
I know. So I think the problem is the number 2.
They need a guard. If they send switch Kyrie for Jamal, you think they go deeper?
No.
Switch
I
Kyrie
think,
for like Dame, or do you think they go for
Dallas? Like Dallas getting Dame?
No, not Dallas. Denver.
So Jamal for Dame.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. I think
deeper.
Dame's a bit of a step up from Jamal. I love Jamal, but
Yeah.
maybe not. I don't know. I mean, Dame was pretty good this year. Still, Milwaukee had their struggles, but
Yeah.
I mean, Giannis got hurt in the playoffs. There's not much you can do about that, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think Milwaukee could have won this year still. That Drew Holiday trading him to Boston was kind of crazy, but
Dude. Yeah, I think
to
there was
bring in
definitely
Dame.
just to bring in Dame. I think honestly, a down year for the NBA. Kind of weird for media attention. Like, I'm not seeing much about it, and it's just
I think
kind of
that's fair.
flying under the radar a little bit.
Do you think maybe that's because the Raptors are bad? We're just not seeing as much.
Maybe as Canadians, yeah, it's a little different. Obviously, if you're from
And we're both,
Dallas,
I mean,
so-
you're a Raptors fan, right?
yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, I think maybe as Canadians we don't see as much of it.
I think it might be that. I think when the Raptors are bad, we just see a lot less NBA
Also,
coverage in general.
yeah,
And there's no
also-
Grizzlies anymore. Bring back the Grizzlies,
Dude, can
please.
you
It's an
imagine?
absolute crime that there is not an NBA team in Vancouver. They would sell out every single night. I would buy season tickets
Do
immediately.
you think? I'd
Yes.
buy half season. Maybe
Well,
I'd
yeah,
buy-
no, they'd be too expensive for me. I can't afford season tickets, but
Yeah.
I would if I had the money.
Yeah, no, it's like-
Vancouver needs an NBA team. It's such a
imagine
joke, dude.
G League team in Abbotsford.
Gee, we got the CBL, dude. We're fine. We got the Bandit. We got the Vancouver Bandits at Langley Event Center.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The atmosphere at those games looks pretty crazy, actually. They got a few
Dude, it's 'cause
former.
there's no NBA here.
They got a few exactly, dude.
Yeah.
You look at the CEBL games, and you should know that Vancouver, especially, could easily support an NBA team. And they play in Langley. They don't play in Vancouver. It's 45 minutes away. So obviously, with this being our first episode, we wanted to keep it as simple as we could. But we will be having guests, hopefully on every single podcast we can in the near future. This will, like we said earlier, range from junior B guys. Obviously, junior hockey is where a lot of the guys have the best times of their lives, even when they do move on to the NHL. Junior is probably where a lot of the best and craziest stories come from.
That's yes.
So there's not much else to say. Welcome to the jungle, baby. We're gonna be covering it as best as we can and trying to grow it.
Yep. I'm cool with internals too.
Yeah,
Like just me and you shooting the shit or whatever.
100%, bro.
But honestly, yeah, if we could getting people on and expanding this is to be as big as possible is always the goal, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up a pretty good first pilot episode, eh?
Pilot episode for the pod. I will say this one is an audio only recording. In the future, though, our videos will be on YouTube as well as all
We gotta
the.
get a stew though. We gotta
We
chat
need a
up a
bit.
stew.
We need a bit of a studio here. Our setup isn't the best in the world, obviously.
You
So
can hear my chair creaking every
yeah,
once in
the
a while,
chairs
probably.
keeps creaking. You can
So-
hear everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, great first recording,
Great
buddy.
first
I
pod.
had a lot of fun, and we'll be back next week with our second episode.